You know, it's crazy that in today's Asian world, where technology is amazing and the advancements are there, companies still struggle to know if the next email or call that they receive is real or not. Well, you're not alone. Anyone here received any scam texts in the past month or calls? Well, clearly, it's a great issue. Actually, over 400 million euros have been stolen by scammers in 2024 alone via text messages by itself. This is detrimental. My own mother was even a victim of this story. And so this taught me that this is a problem that can be drastical, and especially for companies' reputation. You don't want to be the next Wells Fargo. CEOs nowadays getting their voices replicated by AI, asking their employees for random invoices, and this issue is growing massively. So what's the point? Well, we have you, and we got you. Our AI model, built from scratch, can detect suspicious patterns and deliver real-time warnings over the course of a conversation for all languages. And this will cover the technical spoofing and social engineering that scammers are using nowadays. And as you can see in front of you, this is our MVP, doing its job scanning random texts from French, Hungarian, and English, those we casually found last night, actually. And so the fraud detection and prevention market is massive. Currently, it's at an 18.7 annual growth, and it's projected to reach $90 billion in the next 5 years. And this is how we get our own slice of the cake. You see right here the revenue model. We have a subscription fee that is set for 3 separate tiers in enterprises. And so our expenses model for the operation and capital expenses have been calculated for the next 3 years. This is our go-to-market strategy. First, we're going to execute and finish our pilot with our 2 potential clients that are actually waiting for us for a response after today. And with that, our LC Shield, the application that's going to be distributed for free at its own separate entity to build the trust around the brand that people can trust for, and also to collect data after getting consent. And so our competition, including Xeon, HIA, and Google Security, all don't offer multi-language, and none of them offer multi-channel network, giving us the best head start in the local region here from Hungary. And so the team, including myself, the data engineer, Mr. Anwar Tiwari, who actually turned 22 today, happy birthday, and also Mr. Balint, who is the business and relationships expert, all under Dennis Cesar's mentorship under the HSCP, who was great help for the past 7 months. We are starting and seeking for 100,000 investment, and also plus building on the 50,000 HSCP grant. And so this will be distributed for product development and marketing and the rest, and not a single penny will be wasted, believe that. And so finally, what's our goal? This is our final goal for the Q4, to finally launch the app and go with the pilot. And just one thing to remember, security isn't a desire that we wish to get, but it's a right that every person here deserves to have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, team, and happy birthday, Balint. Oh, sorry. You might want to keep this in case if you have some backup slides. And oh, you can just pass it on. Okay, thank you.
Please. Yes.
So thank you for this presentation. And my first question would be, if it's running on a, let's say, client's phone or client's device, as you have shown, how you are thinking of this cooperation with these big companies, as you have mentioned?
It's a cross-channel detection system. We just don't target the messages. So for the enterprise softwares, it's going to be a complete dashboard. Let's just say, take an example for a small enterprise company who wants to check all the deadlines, messages, whatever they get. But sometimes in those messages, you can find some fishy links. In the first slide you saw, there was a very common message which was reported even by Yettel. So we tackle those by reading the message, understanding the pattern, and it's not like we're keeping it static. For example, models change every day. They don't just run on patterns. We have a human feedback loop which helps us to analyze new scams, or in modern day word, we call zero-day detections.
And the second one would be, you mentioned big companies from different sectors. These companies usually require, let's say, enterprise connections and security for any software to be set up, like special layers and special checks. How do you plan to comply with these enterprise requirements?
Yeah, well, there is an installation phase of the project for any individual enterprise, and because these are very large clients, we can charge them a installation fee, and for that, we'll in that phase, we'll just very customized deploy our software. And our vision is to make it like a plug and play thing, but it obviously needs a little bit of customization for these big enterprises.
Can I add something? Also, as your question said, like also about how would we deal with these enterprises? Well, they also need compliances like ISO certifications or SOCs. So we are currently compiled and running on GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations in EU. But as we move from the pilot to the enterprise, we're going to move with compliance like ISO, so that we can show them that our software or enterprise we give is under EU regulations. And specifically for Hungary, from 2023, they require the NISF regulations as well. And we're also going to, in the future, tackle those. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Just a comment to that. The ISO, and that's everything is just an entry point.
Yeah.
To get in contact with a large corporation,
Yes.
just with us.
Yeah.
The trust and the compliance is another issue.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have to work together, or these large companies has to work closely together with you.
Yeah.
And after a while, it will gain trust and so on. But you have to think about it for sure.
Definitely.
But my question is, or would be, where do you get the data from to analyze the patterns?
Repeat the question, please.
Where do you get the data to train the AI?
So we started with scraping ourselves, and obviously we found out that in 7 months, it's very difficult, and it's all open source. But our starting point, as you saw in the go-to-market plan, we released the application. We ask the consent of you before you start using it, that any text that you will put into it, and that you'll try to scan it, we're going to use it for training. If not, the app closes. No legal laws, no issues. And there's another software, Norton Security, has the exact same app. Their application doesn't work that much because it only supports English, and ours is multi-language. So we have all of European region, just a go-to-market that is ready for all the data to collect and start training on the model.
I'm sorry, can I also add a little bit on as a technicality? If you try every time on ChatGPT, create a picture of a clock 12:30, it will always create a picture of 10:10, because all the images that are trained on ChatGPT are 10:10. This is the most common watches you see, or the companies release it. That's a flaw, basically, because the ChatGPT is built on patterns and it identifies the patterns. In our case, in our IP, it detects patterns from 0 day. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks for presentation. My question would be regarding pretty much your end game. So what you aim for regarding your vision, or where the company will be in 5 or 7 years. So do you want to be acquired by a large bank or some big player that adapts into their own application or system, or do you want to be pretty much a horizontal force that just rules the local or regional market altogether?
Well, yeah. So obviously we are only having like expectations for now. We can't predict the future. We're open to develop in the way where market needs us, but we definitely want to stay our own security entity. And there is a long-term R&D project to make all this based on hardware instead of software. And that's what currently is Google doing, and that's what we mentioned in our presentation. But they're very, very limited. And I think there is a huge opportunity in R&D to actually build this software on a chipset. And so long term, even a hardware company is in like a viewpoint. But yeah, we definitely want to stay our own entity and stay as like a service.
Do you already have a company? Where is it located? Like physically, where are you guys situated?
We're applying for the patent right now. It's processing. It just takes time, but we are making deals with it to patent software fully because we have created it from the original start. And since we are right now dealing with 2 potential clients with pilots, that requires all the regulation certificates to be done, and so we're going to pass through with that.
Okay, but are you guys in Budapest or in Debrecen? Because
Debrecen, sorry.
Debrecen. Okay.
We're starting from Debrecen.
All right, thank you.